Hey guys, what up and welcome back to my little corner of the interwebs. So remember in the last video I had said that I had been planning on doing a series of favorites videos before someone asked me about the foundations, but I had been planning on doing them only on skincare. So, ta-da! I had been planning on doing one favorites video on skincare, and then I looked at my skincare and I was like, this is not going to fit into one video, so I'm just going to go ahead and split them up. Now, this is going to be all Japanese skincare because I'm not sure when it happened, but somewhere over the last 2 years, my entire skincare routine has become Japanese, the entirety of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and share not just my favorites with you, but some items that didn't quite work for me or don't quite work for me that well. So I think I have said before, when it comes to Asian skincare, I use Japanese skincare because everybody's crazy about Korean skincare. Personally, I don't think Korean skincare is that good. I think it is prolific, and I think it's cheap, and I think it's easily accessible. So, you know, but it's never been particularly great for me. Either it causes adverse reactions in my skin or it just doesn't work. I've always had nothing but good results with Japanese skincare. I think I've only ever had one product that made me, and not even break out, but just like it didn't suit my skin very well. But everything else either works or nothing happens. And I don't think there have been very many things that just didn't work either. So I've been encouraged by that, and so I've done quite a bit of experimentation with a lot of Japanese skincare. And so I'm going to share not only some of my favorites with you guys, but just about everything that I've tried, I'm going to share with you. I'm going to split them up though in like different like sections because like I said, it is a lot. I do have a lot of Japanese skincare. I will throw a picture up of just my cupboard, not even what's on my bathroom counter. I'll throw a picture up here so you can see what my cupboard looks like. And the reason why I have so much product, it might seem very wasteful to you, but the reason why I have so much product is because I rotate my skincare just about, I want to say twice a year, because my skin can get used to products and then they stop working. So I do tend to rotate things in and out of my routine. And then I wouldn't say that there's stuff that's better for winter and then summer, because I found that a lot of Japanese skincare doesn't really work like that. So most of the products are like year-round products. They just work all year round. You just, I guess, adjust the amount that you use, basically, because Japanese skincare is really concerned with two basic things, or rather, is it two or three? Basically, like 3 things. It's mostly concerned with 1, hydration, 2, what they call the translucency of the skin, and then 3, which is the big one, hyperpigmentation. Hyperpigmentation, and I'm not really sure why more black and brown women don't use Japanese skincare as opposed to Korean skincare, because like we're the ones that get like really bad hyperpigmentation. So I would think that we would be the ones to use it more on, you know, on the Western side or whatever, because literally every single Japanese skincare product that I've come across, and like you read the blurbs, you know, if they're English or you can translate them, it says hyperpigmentation to stop the formation of dark spots, sunspots, hyperpigmentation, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and share with you the products that I'm using right now, or what I'm rotating in and out of my skincare routine thus far. Some of the products are pretty much done and I do need replacements, and then some other products I have replacements on the way. So, you know, anywho, this first video is just going to be about the basics, basically. So cleansers, right? And there are quite a few cleansers here that I use on and off because, you know, I'm a weirdo. So first we're going to start off with cotton. So I know a lot of people don't get the cotton thing with Japanese skincare. So the Japanese cotton is, it's kind of like a sponge, right? It's like a sponge. What it does is you put your toner, your lotion, whatever liquid product, you can even put some cream products on there as well, and then it absorbs it, but then when you press it into the skin, it redeposits it into the skin. And when I first started using it, I was like, what is this? This is crazy. But I kept using it because, number one, I don't like using my hands for stuff. You guys know that. I'm germaphobe. But then I ran out of cotton a few months back, and I tried to put, you know, product on my skin with my hands. You would not believe how much longer it took for the stuff to absorb into my skin. You would not believe how much longer. So my favorite cotton is hands down, and I've used a lot of cotton. My favorite cotton is the Shiseido premium cotton, the one that comes in the 120 pack for, I think, what is it, 10 bucks or 12 bucks? And then the there's another one, I believe that's 60 for $5, right? So that's my favorite one. I like it because it is the perfect size, and it absorbs and redeposits product perfectly. It's really soft and pillowy, and it just works, right? I tried to find a cheaper alternative, and I did find a cheaper alternative, and I do really like that one too. I just ran out of it. It's called Mio, I do believe. And so I'm going to put screenshots or screen grabs of the products and the prices up here because I don't have my my thing that I had. I don't know what the hell I did with it. So I'll put screen grabs or pictures if I don't have the product with the prices up here. And just for your edification, all of the products that I get from a online website called Tao's Boston, and I'll put a link to their store in the description box as well. So the Mio cotton that I use, it's pretty much exactly like the Shiseido cotton. You get 60 in the pack, I believe, for $2.99 or $3.99. The only problem with you get 80. The only problem with the Mio one is that it's inconsistent in terms of how the cotton performs. Or okay, so sometimes it you know, it takes product and it redeposits it perfectly fine, right? However, sometimes it leaves bits on your face, and then sometimes it doesn't, but it's inconsistent. So it's inconsistent, but it's the closest that I've come to the Shiseido cotton. Another one which is a good one as well is the Decorte. The Decorte one, you get 120 sheets for in a pack for $7.99, so it's cheaper than the Decorte one. I'm sorry, cheaper than the Shiseido one. I don't care for the Decorte one because it's rough. It's not quite as soft. It's more of a coarser type of cotton, so I don't really like it. And it absorbs the product, but it doesn't give enough back, so I wound up using more product than I would with the Shiseido one. Now, there is also another Shiseido cotton. This one is from, you know, Japan. This one is called Prepare. This one is very interesting because it has a little pocket. Honestly, if we're going to be honest about it, it does look like a miniature pad, honestly. So it has a little pocket here that you can do one of these and just use it that way. So the Shiseido cotton is problematic for me because I feel like when I put product on it and I try to put it back on my skin, I don't get enough back on my skin, so I wind up using more product. So I have 2 boxes of this. Once I use it up, I'm not going to be purchasing it anymore. This is also a Shiseido brand. It's called Prepare, and honestly, you can only get it in Japan. So it's cute though, and I guess I could use it for other things like, you know, nail polish removal because it's thick enough for that. But for my face, I don't think so. Now, another one is the Matsukio cotton. This is very, very thin. So I'm sorry, I brought the unopened box, so I don't have any to show you. So when you use cotton, you're not supposed to feel the product go through the other side on your hand. With the Matsukio, no matter how small or how much product I use, I always feel it on the back of my hand because it's really, really thin. It does a really good job of redepositing the product on your skin, but it's messy. Now, you do get 90 sheets in here. Also, it's very small. It's like maybe this tall and like maybe this wide. But you do get 90 in here, so if you do need to double up, and this is $2.99, so if you need to double up, you can. No. Now that the cottons are out of the way, let's talk about some cleansers. Let's start off with like makeup removal cleansers, I guess. So no, let's just start with the cleanser. So I know here in the West, we've gotten to the point where we're like, we don't use wipes no more. Well, the Japanese don't believe in you. And so they still use wipes and they still wear, you know, sell wipes, whatever. So two of my favorite kinds of wipes are the Bifesta wipes. This one, I believe, this is the oil in. This is the oil in wipe, and then this is just the regular moisture wipe. I don't like washing my face in the morning. I feel like it's a waste of soap because I just went to sleep. I'm just waking up. But, you know, sometimes I do wash my face early in the morning, but most mornings that I wake up, I use one of these. Now, the oil in one, when I use it, I do wash my face afterwards because this one kind of sort of functions a bit like a oil wash a little bit, and these are very, very moist. They're not super huge, but you know, you get it like that. They're not super huge, but one sheet really, really does do the job. They're like very strong, no ripping here. So these are actually really good. They don't really smell like anything. I usually keep one pack here also when I'm doing makeup so that I can clean my face off. But the oil in one kind of functions like an oil wash. I don't know if you can see how it is right there on my hand. So when I use the oil in one, I do also do like a double wash in the morning because otherwise I don't like the way my face feels. Yeah, but those wipes are like super good, and price will be up here. Okay, so I think, yeah, so I'm kind of sort of going from the least wipe, the least cleanser to the most, I guess. So anyway, so I'm not a huge fan of micellar water, but the Japanese cleansing waters are different than the micellar waters. Like, I don't like micellar waters because I feel like they don't get rid of stuff. So the cleansing water that I'm actually using right now, which is actually leaking all over my hand as we speak, this is also from Matsukiyo. This is the micellar cleansing water. So this I double cleanse every day whether or not I wear makeup. So at the end of the day, I will use this. This will be the first step in my double cleansing routine when I'm not wearing makeup. This is really good. It does get rid of pretty much everything on your face, and I would not use anything or wash my face with anything else, but it's a little bit sticky. But it is a really, really good cleansing water because it will get rid of everything on your face. But I have to say that my absolute favorite cleansing water, which is not really cleansing water, it's called a Beauty Smart water. It's the Waso one from Shiseido. This one kind of functions both as a kind of sort of like a cleanser and a toner at the same time. So you can use this and also sort of like a primer for makeup, not for makeup, as a primer for your skincare afterwards. So you can use this to remove your makeup, cleanse your face or whatever, not wash your face, and then just put your skincare on you know, on top of it. This is made of rice water. Now, I love rice water products. They're really good, but I have a very strange relationship with rice water products. Rice water is supposed to be very like moisturizing for the skin and stuff like that. It tends to do the opposite to my skin. If I use it too much, I start to dry out really badly. So I only use this sparingly. I've had this particular bottle for like a year, and as you can see, there is still product left in here because I don't use it that much, because otherwise my skin would be like irritated because it's rice water. But this is really, really good, and I'm actually gonna get a new one. I was going back and forth between whether or not I wanted a new one, but it's such a good product. It really cleanses the skin so well. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get a new one. So if you guys know me, you know I love my oil cleansers. I love my oil cleansers. There's just something about an oil cleanser that I'm just like, yes, get rid of all the dirt, get rid of all the anything that's in my pores, get rid of all this makeup. Yes, okay. So my favorite, all-time favorite cleanser is the Shiseido Perfect Cleansing Oil. It's a camellia oil, and I've heard people complain about this oil, saying that it's too thin, but like, it works just fine. In fact, it works so well that you don't actually have to rub your skin. So with this oil, it is very thin. I really like it. There's a couple of things that I like about Japanese cleansers. They are 2-1, formulated to be used with either cold water or room temperature water, not hot water. I'm sure you can use hot water if you would like to, but they are specifically formulated to work with cold water, and which is good, because I only wash my face with cold water. I do not use warm water on my face at all. Now, this is a very thin oil, but this oil is so good. Listen, 2 pumps of this, and I've had this for quite some time. 2 pumps of this all over your face. Even if you're wearing the heaviest eye makeup, all you have to do is pass your fingers over your eyes like that, let it sit, rub in the rest of your face, and then as soon as you go like that, everything that's on your eyes is gone. And I be caking on my mascara because I like clumpy mascara, and I don't have to rub. Like, literally every other cleanser, oil cleanser that I was using, I would have to really like rub my eyelashes to make sure that I got the mascara out, and sometimes I still wouldn't get it out. And then not only that, it would leave traces of the oil in my lashes, and it would get in my eye, and that would just like be a mess. Like, I wouldn't be able to see properly from the oil in my lashes. This washes away cleanly, absolutely cleanly, no trace of anything left. A product that I found that comes a very close second to it is the Matsukiyo. This is Matsukiyo as well. It's you know, the cleansing oil. This one performs exactly the same. I can use less of this. I use 1 pump of this as opposed to 2 because this is a much thicker oil than the Shiseido one. But at the same time, it still washes off completely cleanly. You don't have to do a lot of rubbing or tugging on the skin. Put it on your face, 1 pass here. While you're doing the rest of the face, it's melting everything like it was never there. You wash it off, it washes away completely cleanly. Another good cleansing oil is the Sekisei Treatment Cleansing Oil. This one I don't use that much because it's a bit strong. It's a little bit stronger. It's for like if you're having skin that's misbehaving. This is what you want to use to completely, thoroughly cleanse your skin. I use this every once in a while. Once again, washes away cleanly. I find this is a little bit more, maybe difficult to work with. I don't know if I want to say difficult to work with, but it's definitely thicker than the Shiseido one. I feel like I have to work a little bit harder when I use this to get eye makeup off, just a little bit, not too much, but a little bit, like enough that I can tell that there's a difference in the way that I have to work with it. Like, I'm either gonna be sitting there with this on my lids for a little bit longer, or I'm gonna be rubbing a little bit more than I would with the Shiseido. But this is still really, really good, and it's a treatment oil, so that means that if you're having skin issues, like you're breaking out and stuff like that, and you're still wearing makeup but you want to get all the makeup off, this is a really, really good option. I haven't purchased the full price of this one, a full size of this one, because I haven't needed to. You just need the very smallest amount of this, and it works very, very well. And even the trial size that they sent me comes with, like, you know, this, so it works. You know, you can measure out how much you're getting in the, you know, in your hand when you're using it. Okay, and finally we come to the cleansers, right? So my favorite all-time cleanser that I've been purchasing over and over again, and this is the last one I purchased, and this bitch is about to be done. As you can see, I'm holding it upside down because I set it like this on my bathroom counter so that I don't have to like knock it to get it out. This is the Shiseido Waso Gentle Cleanser. This is the thing, I do believe that the Shiseido Waso line was the thing that migrated my entire skincare routine to Japanese skincare, because I had purchased this and the Pharmacy Honey Potion face wash at the same time, and let me tell you, I used that Pharmacy Honey Potion one time and my face was like, girl, I know you playing. And I was just like, oh, okay. Because this one, I think it's honey based as well. So I tried this one and it kind of restored what the Pharmacy cleanser threw out of whack. And then I had tried something else and I was like, wait a second. Well, I use Japanese skincare, I get such good results. Like, why am I still out here struggling with these other products that may or may not work, and they are so overhyped and expensive? So let me see real quick. And this was, I think, either 2.5 or 3 years ago that I got this, and I started using this, and this is still my favorite cleanser. It just works. You know, there's nothing like, you know, it just works. There's nothing like inherently special about it. The pH is a little bit high, but you know, it works. Now another product, and this one is also from Shiseido, but like I've never purchased it, is the Shiseido Deep Cleansing Foam. I've never purchased this because I promise you, every time I buy a Shiseido product, I get this little tiny trial size. I probably have like 4 of them up in my cupboard. This is so good. When I use this in the springtime, it is a deep cleanser. When you put it on your face, you can feel it. It feels like all like tingly and stuff like that. I use this in the spring when the pollen is trying to play me, because you guys know when pollen gets on my skin, it's a wrap. This is the only thing that this is one of the few things, I should say, that kept my skin sane this past spring. This right here. If not for this, getting rid of all of that pollen on my skin, when at the end of the day, my skin would have been a hot ass mess. But can't use this all the time because it's pretty strong and it can dry me out a little bit. So I only really use this in the summertime. No, I use this in the springtime because it gets rid of the pollen that gets into my pores and stuff like that. Another cleanser that I only use sparingly is the Uno Whip Speedy. This is like a cleansing foam. This is from Shiseido also, but this is Shiseido's men's line. I do believe the Uno line is a men's line. So the products are like pretty strong. This I use when my skin is super oily. So I'll use this in the summertime when my skin is very, very oily, because this is like very medicated. You can feel the mentholated whatever the hell is in it on your skin, but it gets rid of all the oils and stuff. But I use this sparingly because otherwise it dries out my skin, which means that the only time I can really use it is in the summertime when I become an oil slick. And it's funny because sometimes when you use products that you know, get rid of the oils on your skin, it can cause your skin to like overproduce more oils because your skin feels like it's being stripped. This doesn't do that. For some reason, I don't know how that works, but it just doesn't do that. Like, you can tell when your skin is getting oily because your skin is getting oily because that's just the kind of skin that you have. And you can tell when your skin is getting oily because it's being stripped from the oil, because then you're just constantly oily. So this is used after a day of like wandering around and being oily, and then your skin got oily because you have combination oily skin. It's really good, but it's a little bit harsh. probably because it's supposedly for men. Alright, so finally I have Tooth Makers Alpha Hydroxy Acid Cleansing Gel. This Tooth Makers is a brand, a Japanese brand that has a wild cult following because they have very, very simple ingredients and the products just kind of work. So this is the alpha hydroxy acids found in this are from fruit extracts, and if you know anything about alpha hydroxy acids, they help with cell turnover and they also help with the fading of like dark spots and stuff like that. So this is really good. The pH on this is kind of low and I like that. It's also non-foaming and I prefer those kind of soft those soft cleansers. Like, I'm not really a huge fan of foaming cleansers, which is weird because when I first started using non-foaming cleansers, that was weird to me, but now I do prefer a non-foaming cleanser. So this is just like a really simple cleanser. I think this was like $16.99 or something like that, or $18.99. I don't believe it broke the $20 mark, and I got, it's 150 grams. So this is a really, really good product. If you can pick this up and you just want a simple cleanser, this works well with double cleansing if you're using an oil cleanser first, or it works really well just as a regular day-to-day cleanser. This one, when I don't have the Waso cleanser, this is the one that I use secondarily the most when I don't have the Waso cleanser. So yeah. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me for this video on some of my favorite Japanese skincare products and some that aren't quite favorites, but you know, still work. Hopefully this was helpful if you guys were looking at some stuff and not being able to find reviews and stuff like that. Hopefully this was helpful, and once again, as I said, I will put the link to the website that I got all of my stuff down in the description bar. So the description box, so you can go ahead and look at the website yourself. Like, they don't really have a whole lot of reviews and a lot of it is in like Chinese, and so good luck. Anyway, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below because you know I will answer them. But as usual, it's been real, it's been fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.